So if you're craving some red meat that's not even there, what do you do about it? Why are you craving red meat? And what we're going to do in this video is start with some general reasons behind red meat cravings. And you can think of these general reasons as also applying to other cravings you might have. And I'll just say this right away. Most of the time, cravings are good. I know food cravings can get a bad rap, but they generally are good. They let you know when you're hungry. Generally speaking, they let you know when you're missing something. And so what we're going to be doing is talking about the basic reasons people crave meat. And then we're going to dive into some reasons where if you're stuck on meat, right? If the craving for meat is abnormal, distressful, emotional, we're going to be talking about that situation later. But I do want to just note right at the beginning, meat cravings are fine. Here are some general reasons you're probably craving meat. Tastes good. It's got protein. It's got fat. It's got nutrients. There's a reason a whole class of animals are carnivores. They survive on eating meat. Meat has a lot of good stuff for it. We need protein. We need fat. We need nutrients. When you throw on social events, when you throw on delicious food, when you think about various cultures and their relationship with meat, it becomes fascinatingly complex and totally okay. I'd say 99% of the time, food cravings are fine. Most people, when they crave food, they just get it, they eat it, they're satisfied, that's great. But there's a lot of people too who you don't often hear about as much, but when they get food cravings for meat or cravings for other foods in general, it's different somehow. And so we're going to be talking about what happens if you're stuck on a meat craving. What if it just won't go away? And we're going to be starting with another kind of basic reason and then diving in. So if you like this style where we investigate food cravings, where we think about it and study and ask why. Why are we having these food cravings? Is it because I'm hungry or is there something else going on? And if you like this introspective journey, then like the video, because that's what we do at Eating Enlightenment. We study food cravings and go inward. So if you're ready to go on a journey and you are still curious, if you're one of the people who kind of struggles with cravings a little bit, they just won't go away. It's not that big of a problem, but it's like, what else is there? Then let's keep on going. Let's see what's there behind the food cravings. I think for me, I was actually a vegetarian for a while. I was very restrictive. I was a vegetarian on paper, but as I got into the eating disorder field, I saw that it probably had some tendencies of, what do they call, RFID, restricted diet, restricted feeding, some tendencies, some orthorexia, some little tendencies of cleanliness. And for me, a big reason that I would kind of get these weird cravings for meat was related to a vitamin deficiency. I was lacking iron, and guess what meat has? It has iron. It has other great vitamins, especially if you're vitamin deficient. All right. So started eating meat, taking some pills, some iron supplements, and boom, according to the blood test, the iron deficiency went away. So that's great. That's like kind of another easy to understand reason. If your cravings for meat are not going away, one, check in your journal entries or check and reflect back. Are you hungry? Are you missing protein? Are you satisfied ahead of time? So those are the basic reasons you're craving meat. You have a social event. You're hungry. You need protein. You need fat. Those are the basic reasons. If you're still kind of wondering why you're craving meat, then perhaps it's related to a vitamin deficiency. I can't say for sure. Again, most cravings are just normal. You just have the food and life goes on. If the craving won't go away, it could be a vitamin deficiency, but oftentimes people that I work with, for example, they basically know it's not a vitamin deficiency because they've already crossed that off their list. Are you one of those people? and you're kind of wanting to get to the bottom of these cravings you're having, not necessarily for red meat, but just cravings in general, well, then stick around. We're going to kind of go into the rabbit hole a little bit, kind of get into the weeds. And so how we do this, how we look inward, right? Because that's what Eating Enlightenment is all about. It's about you going on your journey of self-discovery. So if you're sick and tired of someone telling you what to eat to make the cravings go away, to manage your weight, if you're tired of trying to follow these plans and even if they say you're going to be satisfied, something's missing and you're not sure what, then it's time you learn to listen to your experiences, listen to your body, listen to your intuition. But how do you do that, right? If you got this craving and you're trying to understand it, how do you actually get to the bottom of that craving? Well, first of all, we just ask why. What's up with that craving? What's up with that? If I had gone back and used a journal, or just, there's something powerful about journaling, by the way. When you think about it, your mind kind of thinks about things differently. You forget things. But when you journal, you have to activate a different part of your mind. So you could just spend I'm actually invite you to pause the video right here. And if you're having a weird craving for meat or whatever, just pause the video and literally take out a pen and paper and just write down a few notes. That process of writing is something's interesting. And when you're thinking about whatever cravings you're having, we're trying to figure out why, what's there, right? So remember, if you were hungry, great. You can stop the exercise. You just write hunger. That's great. You can stop there. Okay, you figured out why. But I'm talking to the people right now who are struggling with cravings, and it's not the basic reasons. There's something emotional that's mysterious. There's a cue. There's a trigger. There's some sort of you have to. And this kind of craving, we want to study that craving. We want to study it. And how we do is we study in the journal. We study it in the mind and we study it in the body. So in the journal, I just want you to be mindful and present. I want you to bring to your mind that time that you're craving something. I just want you to notice what thoughts are going on and what feelings are going on. It could be vague, it could be fuzzy. You can write down vague or fuzzy in the journal, that's fine. Okay. So you've paused the video and you've written something. For me, I didn't do this back when I was a vegetarian and kind of restricting and not eating meat. I'm pretty sure that if I went back in time and I took a few moments to be mindful, I would have said, I want that meat because I shouldn't have it. That's one reason. I want that meat. It smells so good to me. It smells so good. That would be probably another reason. Okay, so whatever your journal entry is, you just want to write down a few reasons why you want it. And then we just keep on going. We keep on asking questions where our curiosity leads us forward. So in the journal entry, you don't have some data and you think, well, why does that smell good? Why does it feel like, I gotta have meat because I can't have it? What's up with that? And I'm gonna stick with the second reason right now, because usually there's a mental component. There's some thoughts. There's some thoughts there, right? There's some thoughts. There's some beliefs, right? So by journaling, you kind of get into your beliefs pretty quickly. I can't have it. You can't have it. Okay, well, why can't I have it? And you get to a spot where it's like, if you eat this, you'll be bad. If you eat meat, you'll eat too much. Remember the last time you ate meat? You ate way too much of it. Something like that. You'll keep on asking why. We want to be able to listen to our experience, right? As we use the journal, we can kind of sort of navigate a little bit more clearly these internal dynamics. So, are you still with me? This is a vague process. If you're looking for me to just give you the answer to why you crave red meat, well, we covered some basic ones, right? But I can't tell you the deep reason, right? I can't tell you. That's your journey to go on. I can't tell you to eat 5 ounces of steak or whatever to make your craving go away. All the other people, they can tell you what to eat, okay? What what I encourage you to do is, if you are wanting to go on a self-discovery journey where if food has been on your mind for a long time, if food has been this weird thing you've always struggled with for a long, long time, and it might be a secret, something scary might be right underneath the surface, right? Right underneath the surface, something scary you don't want to look at. Well, we're going to get to that point when you journal and you just keep asking why. This mindful self-discovery. Because what'll happen, right? Oftentimes, I'm trying to think of a person who I could tell a story about. Well, one guy, he would crave Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. And so when he started writing about his cravings, when the Philly cheesesteak sandwiches would hit, he noticed the smell, right? That was one thing he noticed. So he wrote down smell. He wrote down hunger. That was a big part of his journey in the beginning, noticing when he was hungry and all that. But as he got into the mental and emotional components, he realized, I deserve a treat. I want to reward myself. You deserve something. You deserve a break. He had that type of voice, right? It's like, why did that voice come there? And for him, this voice, when he could connect to it and understand it, it was saying, you're miserable. You've been working hard all day. You're miserable. You need a break. So he could finally kind of understand at a different level what was going on. And as you kind of do this work, you start to realize, what's this part that needs a break? What's this part that makes me crave food so that I give myself a break, right? This part that is suffering inside, that this eating part of me makes me go crave things so that this other part of me is satisfied. So that it's not in pain, so that it's not distressed, not in agony even. So this asking why through oftentimes through journaling, because when you journal, it can kind of get you out of your mind a little bit, kind of shift gears, help you see things differently, help you process your emotions better and experiences better. You just take a few moments, just journal, kind of get into the why, and you kind of keep asking why about these things. You get a little more clarity, and you can heal what's in there. You can heal as you kind of investigate why, and this part of you that you might not want to talk about. When you can kind of get in contact with that and understand it, and they say in yoga, witness, right? You got to witness. You got to get that mindful awareness. You got to kind of peel back the layers. You got to witness, and the witnessing is the healing. And so, I know we've gone really far into the deep end right here, but hopefully you've kind of seen the journey we've gone on a little bit. Let me just recap. We started off with meat cravings, nutrients, celebration, 4th of July. It's actually 4th of July when I'm filming this. So I'm going to go to a barbecue soon, and I'm craving meat. I'm hungry. I'm actually craving meat right now. And it's a normal craving. It isn't like before when the craving would just, I don't know, it felt different. It would just, I wouldn't be able to make a video because I'd be thinking about the craving. This craving kind of goes away. I don't really hyper focus on it. And so, long story short, if you followed our inductive line of reasoning, why do I crave that? Why do I crave this? Okay, if it's not hunger, I'm still craving it. Okay, it's not fullness or satisfaction. If you're wanting to learn intuitive eating, this is how you learn intuitive eating. You start off with the basic things, right? The hunger, fullness, satisfaction, etc. You study those in your journal entries because those explain a lot of your cravings, right? But soon you get into the unconditional eating, the food rules, the thoughts, the coping with emotions, the body image, your relationship to exercise, right? And so when you start journaling about those things and asking, well, what's up with that food rule, right? You'll have a thought. You'll have some sort of thought around a craving, and you can write that down. Why do I need that craving? You can write down that thought, and that can kind of lead you into a rabbit hole, but where you ultimately discover these internal forces, this inner child, this pain within, and you heal it, and you get actually free from the craving, right? So if you're one of the weird people, if hey, if you're one of the millions of weird people, so it's not that weird, who's kind of going through a little food craving thing, and you you want to learn intuitive eating, you've been on every diet plan on the freaking planet, um, but you're not sure how to do this intuition thing, this body connection and emotional dance. I highly suggest with journaling. So what I'm going to do is there's a playlist down below with the journaling, and um, yeah, and then so you can grab that playlist. There's a bunch of resources on the website. I'm going to end with a little montage of some past clients talking about journaling. Highly suggest you download the Eating Enlightenment Journaling App. It's a simple way to get started. Doesn't talk about the childhood pain type of thing, but just the basic cues, triggers, bringing mindfulness to your eating experiences. So I'll say namaste, and then if you want to learn more about journaling, listen to what these people have to say. And please do like and subscribe. It does help get this message out there. So, okay, namaste.
I have a really mean voice in my head about food. Like anytime I don't do the most perfect whatever eating, or I do an overeating, unconscious eating, I have the voice that comes on that says, "You're a loser. You're never going to get this right. You're the pits of the world." A very harsh critic, horrible voice. And I think I'm able to recognize it and go, okay, wait a minute, and just I keep using, I pretend I'm a scientist and very objective, and I'll even have to write it down. Like the voice says, you're gonna get fired, or you're whatever it says, and then I would say, what's the truth? Because it's 99.9% a lie. So I write down the lie, and then I have to say, but what's reality?
I'm 42 years old, and I have suffered with disordered eating probably since I was 8 years old. It's been quite a struggle over the last 35 plus years. I have gone up and down in weight 3 or 4 times, 100 pounds, and gone up and down from 20 to 30 pounds numerous times. But from there, a whole cycle starts where we focused on food, binging, losing weight, gaining weight, eating to escape. And it creates a whole fantasy world where we don't deal with our real problems, which are really bothering us. And so when you work with Jared, he's going to first help you identify your urges to binge in real time. This has to do with journaling. So when you want to binge or you want to diet, whatever it is, you need to journal, because what it really means is there's some type of feeling or difficult emotion coming up for you. And the key is to learn the tools from Jared of how to talk to these feelings and emotions, how to soothe them. And that way you don't need to binge. And that's what I really learned from him. It's a lot of work of soul searching. You're gonna have to talk about memories, thoughts, feelings, and it's difficult. It's very rewarding and healing, but in the moment, it's hard work. But trust me, once you do it and you heal, it's much easier than the eating disorder and driving yourself crazy.